Okay. All right. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and I don't really feel like doing tarot today, so we're just going to talk about spiritual awakening. And if you watch tarot videos, or if you are going through your own spiritual awakening, you're gonna want to definitely watch this video because I'm going to blow some myths wide open and sort of like a different perspective shift on direction. This is all intuitive. I just felt like I needed to shoot a video of some kind, and I was just trolling around the comment section of some spiritual awakening comment sections, and I was trying to get a feel for most commonly asked questions, and the most commonly asked questions kind of revolve around both twin flames and this sort of feeling of betrayal and kind of like a needing to or kind of like a feeling of needing to chase the carrot, or like spirits kind of like dangling a carrot in front of you. And so these are actually very easy, myths to dispel. It just depends on your motivation, your belief, because you can't. So right out of the gate, is the twin flame concept real or is it fake? Well, you can't actually say it's fake or it's real. It's paradoxical, just like life, just like any truth. The second that you realize it, the details will change. What is that? Murphy's Law? Or I don't know. But so how does this work? Okay, so the twin flame deal. It is both real and not real, depending on the angle of your approach. If you are approaching this from an egoic, chasing the carrot standpoint, then you can have some very varying results, some negative results. People would perceive you would come out with negative results. Now, of course, keep that in mind to the person before you went on your spiritual awakening journey. How easy was it to get tail or the other? Judging by the degree of how easy it seemed, or maybe another way of looking at this is how easy did you find yourself getting mixed up with the wrong people just over and over and over? So it was that easy then, or lack thereof. So you can expect the same result, even if you think, oh, I'm going through spiritual awakening and I still want this same thing. I think you get what I'm talking about. Okay, so the philosophies, I guess I am kind of cutting to the chase, but the philosophies behind the twin flame idea, or the twin flame paradigm, it can be resolved in finding a quality relationship with somebody who does fit your matching frequency and vibration. But it's not like, you're going to go to the doctor, get a blood test, and, the doctor's going to be like, reveal, hey, you guys have the same frequency. It's just not going to work that way. And frequency doesn't work in this way. It doesn't work in frequency. Just because you share a frequency with someone doesn't mean you share gnosis with somebody. So gnosis is something that might take time, for consciousness to feel out, basically. I don't want to get too far off, but so it can be resolved. You can use its philosophies and tweak other philosophies within the magical realm, the spiritual higher dimensional realm of spiritual awakening to bring about a twin flame. But like I said, it definitely depends on the angle. There are certain ways you can work with your spirit to mirror your frequency into dimensional reality. Let's just say dimensional reality. I'm not going to say physical reality, obviously, because that's not going to happen. That's just not how it works. But depending on how in tune or aligned you are. Let's just say, depending on how aligned you are, your timing might be exponential. Your timing might actually be pretty significant in from the moment you figure out how you want to go about bringing about your twin flame to your getting your result. If you are truly aligned and you've got the right philosophy, and yeah, sure, but then you might as well just say it's just a coincidence or just synchronicity, right? That you just saw it coming, that it was your third eye that really did it, rather than any sort of magic that led you to manipulating space-time into bringing about your twin flame, which this might come to a shock to some people, but this is actually how a lot of people are vibing on this ideal, on this paradigm of the twin flame and what exactly it means. There's lots of different twists on the concept, but you might as well just say, yeah, no. and so that brings us to the betrayal part about this, the seeking out the twin flame and following the breadcrumbs and then coming right back around to being like, I was betrayed, spirit betrayed me. And then all of a sudden you have this temporary or extended offstandish approach to communicating with spirit. Cutting to the chase, spirit is not concerned with trying to unite you with a physical person in this world. That's your job. That is your concern. That's your business. Okay? That's not spirit's business. Spirit's business, what your guides are really trying to show you through the cards and through the alchemy is your own integration with your own masculine, feminine energies coming together and weeding out all the nonsense that the ego has to offer, to your life's experience. I hope this is making sense. But yeah, surprisingly enough, these two questions relative to each other seem to come up a lot. Does my soulmate or my twin flame exist? Can I use magic to find them, or can I use the tarot, or can I use my spirit guides to find them? And really, any energy you put in a direction that has a needing and a wanting and an expectation is only going to be a karmic. It's only going to bring around karmic energies. You're only going to have to pay up in some way, shape, or form. Now, there are some loopholes. Now, there are a lot of loopholes. People walk around, just kind of creating their reality without even really intending to. Their energy just sort of vibes, and things just sort of come to them. And the signs come to them. They can follow them, get to where they're trying to go. Where was I going with this? And someone can even do this to the point of even verbally psyching themselves, or kind of like verbally, but sort of like in an illusionary way, psyching themselves out, but still getting what they want. See, so it's very important to watch out for the examples that you're taking out there in the world when you're asking these questions, and you're being like, oh, well, this person's example towards getting what they want works for them, maybe it works for me, but there's all sorts of things going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. It's the same thing. I guess I don't even know if this has let me know down in the comments if any of this makes sense, but if any of this has grounds in academia or observations in vocabulary I'm sorry, I might have to edit that, find that and edit. I don't remember where I was going with that. Hang on. Mandela effect. It must have been important. I just realized how ridiculous my hair looks. I definitely need to shave my head. I don't know how well the edits are going to be on this. Anyways, what my point was is be aware of what's going on behind the scenes with you when you are looking for your twin flames, or at least, I would say the right advice to follow is that everybody has an approach that they think that they're taking to this finding a relationship, but really what's going on is the subconscious has a different programming. And so what pops up in your physical reality, or your synchronicity and timing to what you meet up with physical reality, what you meet up in physical reality with, is going to depend on what's going on behind the scenes. Because you might have a clear intention, but your subconscious might be used to getting things a different way, and so that might take some journaling, some coaching, writing stuff down, getting it out, and finding out the root causes for cycles, and for preferences, for defaults, for programming. That's what this whole spiritual awakening thing is. We are trying to unprogram or reprogram ourselves into a more sovereign being, more complete, without somebody else defining who we are. And then so this creates the powerful energetic magic that draws our family, our soul ties in. And that will include twin flames, which it's debatable. People say, the twin flames and soulmates are like two different categories, and that if you're new to this whole game, the basic takeaway is that the truth of it is meant to dull your ambition down and quiet your flame a little bit so that you can find stillness. Because without that stillness and without that letting go of that desire and that need to have, they're not coming. It's just that simple. If you had a problem, you were driving them away, or if you just ended up with the wrong people, like I said, it's your own personal thing, what's going on in the background. You might change your intentions, but it's a mathematical equation that needs to be felt out, in order to make the twin flame a reality and to feel confident along your spiritual journey that it's headed in the right direction for your highest good. Okay? Keep it in mind, Spirit is never going to interpret your highest good as needing the physical presence and love of somebody else. That's just not how it works, because we are self-contained as spiritual beings. Okay? And we accept what we do, instead of needing and absolutely having to have, and no, I won't listen to your BS. My twin flame and my soulmate, I felt them. I heard them speak my name in my mind's eye. No. Instead, we allow space for these dreams to exist and for this person to exist. We allow ourselves, okay? That's giving permission for this thing this goal and this dream to exist. It is not above you. You are the master of it. See, you are the master of everything that comes in. That's why you have the choice of whether or not your eyes are open to this person. Because by the time you are awake, that person's voice might change in your mind's eye. Their face might be different. Their face might take on quite a few different forms. Spirit might show you yourself, but you'll have a different face, but it's still just you, and that's who you're searching for. See, so to allow that space, to open up to it and allow that dream to just exist how it is, without the needing and wanting it to be a certain way. That is how we wake up from that illusionary programming, that TVs and movies put on us, and then we go searching around YouTube, trying to find answers to something that already exists inside of us. All right. Well, let me know down in the comments if this made any sense to you, and hit the thumbs up. Get me into that algorithm again if you like this content. If you have any questions about your spiritual awakening, don't be afraid to ask. I'll catch you guys later.